open your phone for a second, scroll once, scroll twice, and without realizing it, your brain has already compared itself to someone else, not consciously, not intentionally, but emotionally. And that comparison is quietly costing you money, more money than you think, because social media doesn't just show you lives, it shows you lifestyles, and your brain is not designed to watch thousands of curated highlights every single day without reacting. So in this video, we're exposing how social media rewires your spending behavior, why status spending feels logical in the moment, and how to protect your money without deleting every app. Because once you see the mechanism, you stop being controlled by it. Welcome to Money Mindset Lab, where we treat money habits like experiments, not moral judgments. Let me ask you something. Have you ever bought something, not because you needed it, but because it made you feel caught up? A phone, clothes, a trip, a subscription, and afterward, you couldn't fully explain why you wanted it so badly. That's not impulse, that's influence. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Social media is one of the most powerful spending triggers ever created. Not because it shows ads, but because it constantly activates status comparison. And status comparison is deeply wired into the human brain. Let's talk about what status really is. Status is not luxury. Status is position. It's your perceived rank relative to the people around you. For most of human history, the people around you were maybe 50 to 100 individuals, family, neighbors, co-workers. Now, your brain compares itself to millions, celebrities, influencers, strangers with perfect lighting, and carefully edited lives. And your brain doesn't know they're edited. It reacts as if they're real competition. This creates something called relative deprivation. Even when your life is objectively fine, you feel behind. Not because you are, but because someone else looks ahead. And the fastest way your brain knows to fix that feeling is spending. Now here's where it gets dangerous. Social media doesn't trigger spending through logic. It triggers it through identity. You don't buy the product, you buy the version of yourself who owns the product. More confident, more admired, more successful. So when you see someone online with a certain lifestyle, your brain doesn't think, I want that object. It thinks, I want to be that person. That's status spending. Spending money to signal something to others or to yourself. And the signal isn't always luxury. Sometimes it's subtle. The right coffee, the right gym, the right brand, the right trip. Things that quietly say, I'm doing well. Even if financially you're stretching to say it. Here's the psychological trick social media uses. It compresses distance. Someone's success looks one tap away. You don't see their timeline. You don't see their debt. You don't see their stress. You only see the result without the cost. And that makes your brain think, this is normal. This is expected. This is what people like me do. So spending shifts from a choice to a requirement. And when spending becomes a requirement, financial anxiety grows. Now let's talk about dopamine. Social media trains your brain to seek quick emotional hits, likes, validation, belonging. And when dopamine is low, your brain looks for the fastest refill. Guess what spending provides? Novelty, anticipation, a brief sense of elevation. So scrolling and spending become linked. You feel slightly empty. You scroll, you compare, you feel behind, you spend to feel whole again. That loop is not accidental. Now here's the part most people miss. Status spending doesn't feel irresponsible. It feels justified. You say things like, everyone has this. I deserve it. It's an investment. It'll help me fit in. It motivates me. And those statements are not lies. They're rationalizations created after the emotion already decided. Let's be clear, there is nothing wrong with enjoying nice things. The problem is unconscious spending driven by comparison instead of values. Because comparison has no finish line. There will always be someone richer, more attractive, more traveled, more admired. So if your spending is chasing status, it will never feel complete. Now let's talk about why this hits harder today. Algorithms. Social media doesn't show you reality. It shows you what keeps you engaged. And what keeps you engaged is content that triggers emotion, envy, aspiration, curiosity, desire. So if you interact with lifestyle content once, you'll see more of it, and more of it, and more of it, until your feed quietly reshapes what you think is normal. Now here's a powerful realization. Most people are not overspending because they love buying things. They're overspending because they don't want to feel left behind. That's emotional pressure, not poor discipline. So how do we break this? Not by deleting social media forever, but by changing how your brain interprets it. Step 1. Separate inspiration from instruction. Just because someone posts something does not mean it's advice. Their lifestyle is not your blueprint. Remind yourself, I am watching entertainment, not a standard. Step 2. Identify your comparison triggers. Ask yourself, who makes me feel behind? What content makes me want to spend immediately? Travel, fitness, tech, fashion awareness reduces power. Once you see the trigger, it stops working automatically. Step 3. Define your own status metrics. This is crucial. If you don't define success, the internet will do it for you. So choose your metrics. Low stress, high savings, time freedom, optionality. These don't photograph well, but they compound. Now here's a simple rule. Never buy something within 1 hour of scrolling. Scrolling activates emotion. Purchasing should happen from a calm state. If you still want it tomorrow, it might be value. If you forget it exists, it was comparison. Another powerful shift. Mute. Don't unfollow. No dramatic exits. Just reduce exposure. Less input, less pressure. Now let's reframe status. Real status is not what people see. It's what you don't need to prove. The ability to say no. The ability to wait. The ability to spend intentionally. That's quiet power. Here's something ironic. The people who truly have wealth rarely feel the need to signal it constantly, because security doesn't shout. Insecurity does. So here's your challenge. For the next 7 days, before any non-essential purchase, ask one question. Am I buying this because I want it or because I saw it? That pause alone will save you money. And more importantly, it will give you control. Remember this, social media is a highlight reel. Your finances are a long-term strategy. Don't confuse the two. If this video helped you, subscribe to Money Mindset Lab. Every week, we break down the psychology behind money and build habits that actually stick. And comment one word, status, because once you see the trigger, you stop reacting to it. See you in the next one.